Hey everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to be doing another Valentine inspired look, and I started thinking of another palette that I haven't used in a while, and I don't know why I do this, because I really do love these palettes. There's just something about them, I don't know what. Now the blush is a little bit bright today, wasn't expecting that. This is the look we're going to be doing. And the reason why I love these palettes is A, they are so quick and easy to use, and B, it's just simple. Like, so simple. Okay? And I've heard different things with this palette. So this particular palette I'm talking about, but in general, any 4-pan palette almost. But this one here is the Majestic. I'll get it out. Is that right? Majestic? Here, like you can see what I can see if I don't show it to you. Rose, 530. It is by Guerlain, and it's this one here. And after playing with this one, I ended up buying the second one, which was the more cool tone one. And I've heard different things from different people on, like, a lot of people were like, oh, it just completely disappeared. And I don't see that. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go into this shade right here. Now, these shadows are different. I will say that. They are satiny. And they aren't, like, right off the gate pigmented. They look it in the pan for sure. But they're not, like, when you go to apply it, right? But there's pigment nonetheless. But the reason why I like it is because there's no fuss. Like, you just put it on, blend, and you're done. And even if you were to go, I guess, heavy-handed in a sense, you can't. Now, that can be a good and that can be a bad thing. Because obviously, if you really, really wanted to build that up, you're not going to be able to be honest. It's not like that. But in the way the shadows, here's the other thing. The way these shadows look on my eyes almost make my eyelids look younger. Like, I don't see the wrinkles like I do using other shadows sometimes. And sometimes it don't matter because, like, it is just so pretty that you care less, you know what I mean? But sometimes it does matter. And it just depends on the time and the place, right? Like everything. And with me, like, this is the palette I would pull out if I had to go somewhere nice, like a date night, or actually it'd be this Rot palette. I tell you, that palette was so freaking expensive, but the way those shadows laid on my eyes, I was taking double looks. And it wasn't just me, because I even asked my fiance, and it just so happened, okay, and these are kind of like that, but not like the Surratt, okay, but these, like, I took a picture of using, like, I don't know what it was. What palette was it? It was another, maybe it was Tom Ford. I'll have to think of that. But it was a nice palette also, nonetheless. And because I'm not comparing, like, apples to oranges like this compared to a ColourPop, okay? I'm in the same price range. But, like, I was comparing it to something along the same lines, and I had just so happened to have had my eyes shut and took a picture and sent it to my fiance, right? Well, then I used this Rot palette, or even these palettes. Took a picture, same way, just sitting here, both eyes, sent it to him, and you really couldn't see the creases like you could in the other one. So at first I thought it was just my imagination, because, like I've said, sometimes our eyes will deceive us when our brain thinks something is going. At least that's the way I feel. But not in this particular case. Like, it was for real, making my eyes look different for whatever the reason. Like, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but it really was making a difference though, which I thought was just so cool. Because generally, like, the Natasha Denona palettes, they're really good for aging eyes too. But like Pat McGrath, you're going to see creases in your eyes for sure with her metallic shades and stuff. But, I mean, come on, they're so metallic. Does it matter? Like, not at all. Because you're not getting past all the blingy bling, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't even care about that. We're going to go into this darker shade right here. So, like, I do think that there's a market for some of this. Now, my only thing is the price point. That's the part I'm not for sure on. And like I said, I've heard people say that their shadows just like blended away, and I'm like, well, I don't have that. I mean, yeah, they blend, and you can blend them very sheer, or you can, pack them and get some pigment out of them. But never have I gotten like no pigment. You know what I mean? Like, never have I not been able to see it at the end of the day, let alone right after I'm doing my makeup. So I find that weird, but I also find that unique because if that's the case, I mean, the difference in not only our skin, but like our lids or the primers or whatever we're using, I mean, how much different it must be. And I do understand people bringing up the price point with these because they're quite expensive. But if you're only looking to purchase this one thing for yourself, right? This one big thing, and then you're going to use it all year, but you know it's going to perform well, you know it's going to look good on your eyes all the time, then I kind of think it's worth it, in my opinion. Now, if you're not going to use it all year, and it's not going to be something you know, are going to get a lot of use out of, then no. And that's why I'm mad, because I forgot about these. I found it when I was looking for that Dior palette the other day, and I thought, how could I even forgot about this, considering when I purchased it, again, the first thing I thought about was Valentine's Day. On how elegant of a look it would be without being so over the top. And we're going to go into this pink right here, this lighter pink now. We're going to put it on the lid. Without being so over the top and so in your face, but yet so beautiful. But again, is it worth the price point, Do you really care if wrinkles show? Because here's the thing. I mean, how many people are that close to your face for them to see it, number one? And number two, is it even, something you care about if somebody sees a wrinkle? Like, honestly, I don't. But I find it fascinating that it hides them at the same time. Because I truly thought it was my imagination. So it kind of feels good to know that I didn't just make it up in my head. Because sometimes I feel like I make up a lot of stuff in my head. My whole world. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my own world for sure. Wish I could stay there more. It's nice. Okay, so I laid that down. Now I'm just going to take that same brush and we're just going to take it along the lower lash line. Now, what I don't think it does though, and again, weird, so it does hide the wrinkles along my lid, right? But we all have wrinkles under the eye. And of course, generally you kind of hide them by putting shadows. I don't think that this hides it that way though very well. It disguises them, sure, but I don't feel like it does a real good job at hiding them, so to say. But again, that's just on my eyes. But to me, like if I only bought one high-end palette a year, and this was it, I would be satisfied, in my opinion, okay, with it. Because I think it could be an everyday look for sure, but yet you can also make it a sexy look at the same time. And like I said, it's easy to work with. I'm going to take that dark shade now and just run it along the lower lash line, this one here. But I guess I say that knowing I'm not buying one high-end palette a year too. So it's hard to it's hard to really give a straight answer on it, because like you don't know, because you're not doing that. You can, think about it and say, yeah, it would be, but you really won't know because you're not doing it. I mean, you have to find your color story you like too. Like this is a color story right up my alley. You got like a brownie color, you got a pinky color, you got a pinky purple color, and then you got a pinky like glittery shade, almost metallic shade. So like it is definitely right up my alley, but that doesn't mean it's up everybody's. But maybe the cool tone one is. I love it. I'm going back into the lighter pink and running it right along that shade, because I want to keep that light pink in there. But yeah, I just think it's whatever you like, to be honest, and whatever price point you're comfortable with. But I will say, from a beginner's point of view, these were extremely easy to work with, in my opinion, and I'm a beginner. And I feel like it lasted on my eyes no more than any other shadow that's in this price range. Okay, now in for the really pretty color, this metallic here. We're going to pick it up, and I'm going to first be very easy, and we're just going to tap it right in the middle. And I'm tapping it because I didn't spray it, and I do not want fallout. If I can at all control that, Like, and you don't even have to put it in the middle if you don't want to. You can just put on the, I will say, watch this, for my inner corner here, watch this. Like, this has got some shine, for sure. I went a little heavy-handed on the other eye. But it's so pretty. And it could be too much, but it doesn't have to be too much either. You know what I mean? It's just kind of up to you and what you want. We're going to go back into that dark purple shade, because I don't want to lose that on this outer portion here. I just think these colors look so well together. Just something about them, Alright. Then I'm going to put the Charlotte Tilbury, the metallic is all I can read on this. I don't have the colors anymore. I've used it so much and sharpened it. But this one here on the waterline. To sort of brighten it up a little bit. And I do wonder if I would have used a brown liner, what this would have looked like. Or not a brown mascara. Because I did use a black mascara, but I didn't go in heavy. I really didn't, because I just wanted it to be very light, in a sense, the look. But I'm using the YSL Lash Clash for the top, and I only put one coat on the top lashes. On the other side, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And I didn't really coat them that much either, to be honest. And again, you could add false lashes to this look, or build up your mascara, whatever it is that you feel looks best on you. And I could have did the same thing and it still would have looked really pretty, but I just wanted a softer look today, to be honest. Except for blush, apparently. My blush is kind of like, bam, out of the... It's pigmented. I didn't realize how heavy of a hand I went into that with, but now I know. Okay, and then for bottom lash line, we're going to go into the Lancome. You know, I was thinking, and this is going to be crazy, a full face, right? Could you imagine how long that video would be? Because I'm pretty sure I've got to be the slowest person alive doing makeup. And like, I don't want to edit things out because A, I want you to see it for what it is, so that you know that nothing has, you know, you've got it from beginning to end, so you know how the shadow performed. Whether it be my fault or its fault, you got to see it, you know, and you can make the determination yourself. And B, you don't, you know, when you're watching somebody do an eyeshadow tutorial, it's like, oh, they got it done in 5 minutes, when really, in all honesty, it took them way longer to do because they blended. But even then, you don't know how long they blended. And that's the other thing, because you just don't know. Because I've sat there and blended and blended and blended it before, and it still never looked like, you know, what their look looked like. So I just feel better, like, and then, you know, you can take my word or my feelings however you want, you know. But I'm obviously not lying, considering you're watching it, you know, and I'm not editing it. So if I'm lying, the proof's in the pudding, you know. Plus, I paid for all this stuff, so I'm going to hope that it is all good, or I'm going to be a little bit mad. To be honest. Just saying. But, you know, like, I just would rather you see it with your own eyes than... But at the same time, I'm like, oh, Lord, that you all would... I mean, that video would be forever long. I couldn't even imagine. Plus, it would all have to be based on a beginner because I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. Look at my freaking cheeks. They look like a clown. Just saying. But I will say it's a pretty color. It's the Dior Rose Montegine 219. Yeah. I'm real good with this, but this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. And it does look like what's on there, so... That's a nice thing. But yeah, I forgot I had all this. I swear. Send help. I need help. Somebody needs to hold me accountable is what somebody needs to do. But please don't. Just let me be the fool. Just let me be a fool. I have nothing better to do, so you know, it is what it is. But that's the final look using that palette, and I just think it's a really pretty Valentine's Day look. It's just soft, and the lipstick really doesn't go. I just threw it on. It's in the shade, I don't even know which one I grabbed. I think it's this one. Yeah. It's Dior 772. That's all I know. Wasn't quite the shade I thought it was going to be, but it will work. And I did put a lip liner on, as you can probably tell too, so. It's not a bad matte though. It doesn't feel like uncomfortable. It's not like it still has a little bit of slip, but I did have a lip gloss on, so, but I wiped it off. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not, I mean, I prefer to have like something glossier on personally, but that's just my opinion. So, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. We only have a couple more palettes that, you know, we can do for the month of February for Valentine's looks, inspired looks. You would really think, like, you would think by the end of this month I'm going to be tired of pinks. Like, you would have to assume this considering 28 days of pink. But honestly, I don't know. I've really been enjoying pink. I mean, maybe not with this outfit, obviously, but I still don't think it looks too bad with this outfit, with this shirt and stuff. Maybe it does. I don't know. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, that way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care, stay safe and healthy. Bye.